it's Intro You here, and here's some pretty cool news for you all. But first, some background. A month or so ago, the senior technical lead at the LEGO Group by the name of Anders Tankred Holm, a name I really apologise for butchering, joined the DLU Discord. At the time, I made no mention of this by Darwin's request, but it set the stage for today's announcement by DLU. So, what's today's announcement? Today's announcement is the following statement from the LEGO Group, which is something I don't think I ever expected to see. For years, DLU have spoken to LEGO. We've known this, but we've also known that nothing's really been official. That has just changed. So, without further ado, the statement. LEGO Games are always happy to hear from gaming fan communities, especially from such a dedicated fan base like the Darkflame LEGO universe. We can confirm having a dialogue with the creators behind the game to discuss the future plans for the game, including ways the project can continue to exist. We see game development as an exciting opportunity to add new ways to engage with the LEGO brick. In the LEGO Games team, we are always looking for ways to inspire and encourage the fan community. As a result, we are looking into sharing general guiding principles for fan-made LEGO projects like Darkflame LEGO Universe to inspire the development of new fan-made gaming LEGO experiences. Stay tuned, as more news to come on that end. This is really interesting. Lots of this is kind of waffle and stuff we already know. LEGO Games are always happy to hear from gaming fan communities. Well, what a surprise. Like, LEGO isn't going to say they hate it. But the two kind of important points here are the following. LEGO is officially recognising their dialogue with DLU. This was hinted at when Anders joined the server, but given that I was asked not to talk about it, I'm not 100% counting that as being official. Now, this is official. And not only are LEGO recognising their dialogue with DLU, but they are letting us know they support DLU's existence. It's not just recognising a dialogue, it's recognising a dialogue with the aim of, keeping DLU going. And the second part is that LEGO is looking into promoting fan games in general. The latter might not really be that much of a surprise for those who have been paying a lot of attention to recent developments with LEGO's presence in the Unity game engine, for which they recently released a package for developers making non-for-profit LEGO games, containing, in a surprising turn of events given that LEGO has in the past been pretty protective over this, 3D model files of LEGO bricks, meaning that LEGO is officially supporting the use of their own intellectual property in not-for-profit game development. That's an interesting move, and probably the right one for LEGO to make, as shown by their complete inability to actually keep an MMO alive, whilst Quest for Mata Nui and all the LEGO Universe projects have continued to be fan-made games that attract large amounts of attention. However, that might be a topic for another day. For now, I'm not going to look too much into LEGO's online gaming presence. I'm going to stick to a topic that I'm actually qualified to discuss, which is LEGO Universe, and the first part of the statement. The LEGO Group officially not only recognises, but supports the existence of Darkflame Universe. I really don't know where to begin when discussing this topic, but perhaps I should begin by explaining some of the thinking behind some of the largest controversy in the LEGO Universe community. People complaining the developers are paranoid and are taking over-the-top actions to ensure their safety. What I'm referring to are two decisions taken by the developers and supported by community bodies like the OUCH and other community servers. No swearing is an amazingly controversial rule, with a huge number of people, never ceases to amaze me how many, seeing this as a fundamental right, which we are cruelly snatching away from them like some kind of repressive dictatorship, to swear on servers with a significant young demographic. That and property behaviours being removed. Anyway, both of these decisions, quite controversial decisions, were taken following discussions with LEGO, and by their request. And so discussions with LEGO now finally being acknowledged, I feel I'm free to discuss them. This is the reason why we have these constraints as a community. These aren't arbitrary constraints, because I know there's this idea in the OUCH is people like me, people who aren't developers, people who have no real reason to be there. We're setting these constraints such as not swearing. This isn't the case. This is stuff being set by LEGO and which we're just following through the projects like DLU and trying to support them. But the best part of this is the protection this affords the community. The LEGO Group are now recognising DLU and giving them guidelines, which means that as long as DLU upholds those guidelines, if something bad happens, DLU won't be the ones taking the fall for LEGO, as would have happened in the past. Part of this means that, no swearing on property behaviours, but on the other hand, this means that DLU will, be guaranteed to be safe from LEGO. If LEGO try to shut down DLU, with DLU following all their guidelines, that would generate some pretty bad press for LEGO. Imagine all the blogs saying something along the lines of LEGO shuts down 10-year fan project to bring back their own failed MMO. But the best part of this is that although DLU did not disclose their discussions with LEGO to the wider community and still have never really discussed any details about the stuff they've been taught by LEGO, like in the OECH we have specifically asked for this and have never gotten an answer. By following in DLU's footsteps, there's also room for other publicly hosted servers to be set up and to survive with protection they never had before. But on top of this actually gives us kind of another bit of safety, which is in the past there's been this huge concern that someone could set up an awful server and somehow jeopardize our relationship with LEGO. It looks at the moment as though if that were to happen, that would just jeopardize that server. That server would get a C&D, but again, this protection the DLU is now being afforded by LEGO. It's not an official protection, but it's, as I said, unlikely the LEGO group will now want to shut down DLU, given that DLU can say, you said this was fine as long as we follow these guidelines. So yeah, there's now this sort of unofficial protection going around, which means that even if we do have bad servers, the community is quite likely, and DLU is quite likely to survive that. So in other words, this is a pretty big leap forward for the community. We finally have a sense of a certain security in LEGO Universe projects, and a huge thanks to everyone who's helped in bringing this about. I believe a particular honourable mention needs to go to Neil Spellman for all his work in discussing this with LEGO, so particular thanks there. Speaking of statements, after all the excitement around the event on the 26th, and with a huge spike in this channel around it, there are some things I would really like to discuss regarding my position in this community and this channel, and so expect a video on that topic sometime soon. With that, thank you all very much for listening. I've been NinjaValue. Developer channels are in the description as always. Show them your support. They're the ones that make literally all of this amazing community possible, and I will see you around. Thank you.